Here's a small update on the really old Shaper 1889 G&E 14-inch. I got it put back together, and you know, with the new bushings and the wear spots, ended up having to make a new tool holder, lantern style tool post here for the 1/2-inch tooling I've got. The tool holder that it came with was absolutely enormous. I mean, that's 7/8 of an inch wide right there, so I mean, it's way large. I don't plan on using 7/8 tooling for this thing. 1/2-inch is what I'm going to run. So I put it back together, got her dialed in. She's cutting pretty flat. I don't know if you can tell, but I have my shear tool in there, and it seems to be making a kind of a smooth finish, you know, which is nice. It does make a bit of noise rattling around. I'm sure there's other worn out spots in it, but the DC drive motor seems to still make a chip, you know, push the tool through the workpiece. That's good. I do have one problem. The feed fix, I was running it trying to use power feed on the table, and it broke my pin. That little pinhole right there is what kind of keeps this straight onto the original ratcheting mechanism. That's not going to work out in that arrangement. So what I think, I don't know if I should cut a slot in this piece and then the matching slot in here to keep this from rotating, and then also the ratcheting pawl is it's not quite the right angle because it doesn't want to actually ratchet up. The pawl doesn't want to ride up on its backstroke and fall back down. It stays locked in there. So I'm gonna have to change the angle of the I guess the pawl. Yeah, change the angle of the pawl. One kind of neat little thing about this is, I mean, it's got this really old wheel. You turn that loose, and then you can grab a hold of this guy and change your stroke length, which is kind of neat. I'd never seen anything like that on. I have a pretty limited knowledge set on shapers to begin with, anyways. It's different than the step toe. But she's back together. She runs. Gosh, what was it? I think we put a micrometer on the compound, and then I tested the flatness, and we were coming up with something like 10 thousandths dive. So we fiddled around with the locks, got the table to sit within 1/1000th of an inch across. I think the stroke we were measuring was about 7 inches. So 1/1000th of an inch loss on 7 inches is pretty acceptable in my book. Didn't really do anything. We didn't really do any measurements side to side. I guess we could probably set up a micrometer or a dial indicator and get that measured out. But as for now, it runs, but I need to do some repairs, more modifications on my ratcheting system. I mean, I don't know if I should just build a whole brand new piece, all one piece, and go that route, or continue trying to modify new parts with old parts. I mean, maybe enlarge that hole a bit, see if I can enlarge in that little pinhole, add a larger pin to it, another larger roll pin. jam that thing down tighter. I don't know. So that's where we're at. This thing's old. Let's take this ratcheting system off of the step toe and see if you know, see what the ratcheting. This is the ratcheting pawl I made for the Gould and Eberhart. Let's see if this angle. Oh shit, not in screen. Let's see if this angle is the right angle of the dangle compared to this one. I just kind of shot from the hip on cutting this piece, so let's tear this thing apart, measure. Alright, so here's the one from the step toe. Let's match them up. It looks to me like the one I made here for the Gould has got a steeper angle. It's got a much steeper angle than this one here for the step toe. I wonder if I can trim this one back and try to match that angle. Let's measure the angle and see what the sense is. No, 53 degrees. Yeah, about 53 degrees. Let's see, what did I do in this one? $34. All right. Guess I can chuck this up in a collet, and I'm going to try to change this angle here, and then we can move on to adjusting the pin size, the locator pin. Put it all back together and try it out again. So I just come across something funny. The step toe pawl has got this little tiny spring, you know, holding pressure against the gear. That little spring is a bit smaller. Where'd it go? It's quite a bit smaller than the one I picked out for the Gould. So I wonder if I just change out the spring to a smaller diameter spring, give it less pressure against the pawl. Maybe that'll allow the steeper angle of engagement to ratchet. I'm going to try that before I go messing around and cutting steel. Let's see if I can't find a spring that closely matches this. I couldn't find a spring, so we're going to try something stupid. We're going to try to relieve some of the springiness out of this spring. Hopefully this works. I want to keep some of the spring out of it, or spring in it. We'll just see if that leaves some weaker spring. About half of it I got there. I don't want to plunge it in there because it'll re-temper itself. Whoa! It still feels about the same, but look at how the distance between these coils is less now. I guess I just collapsed it. Hopefully this still works. If not, I'm going to have to go find another spring. This spring here doesn't quite fit over the shaft, this portion, like that one does. Let's put it back together, and actually I need to re-drill out that hole there and step up the locking pin size. Let's do that first before we put it together. Alright, version 3.457. Installed a larger roll pin, drilled through. Hopefully that one's going to be a lot stronger than that shitty little hair sized one. Alright, let's put her together and see if it'll actually ratchet. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to have to come up with another pin. Right, is that it? I think this one might be the right pin. Yeah, there it is. Or not. It's tapered. Pull our compound out of the way, give her some beans. Ratcheting. It's kind of, it ratchets sometimes and then it catches. See how it just turns backwards and now it ratchets? Or watch the lead screw here. See, it just went backwards there. Maybe the lead screw needs to be tightened up. Because if I hold on to the lead screw, keep it from rotating back, it seems to ratchet just fine. Let's see if we can go the other way. See if I'm doing it backwards all by itself. No. If I hold on to the lead screw, it seems to want to ratchet. Maybe there's a little bit of wear in the lead screw. Doesn't seem to have a problem going faster strokes per minute. Seems to ratchet just fine. I think I'm going to live with that. Yeah, I think I'm going to live with that. That's going to be just fine, I think. All right. Make sure that's somewhat tight. Okay, I just stripped it. Guess I can trim my little pins. Call that a successful deal. As with anything that's 135 years old, there's going to be some nuances in operation. Yay. I guess we can't end this video without an obligatory shaper cutting chips clip, I guess. I have no idea what steel that is. It's pretty thick. I'm guessing it's low C something or other, but bring our tool down. Ooh, we messed something up already. Oh, my feed. Let me see if I can see what I'm seeing here. This guy was loose, so it just messed up. Big wrench. Change back to, let's go 5 inches. Bring our tool back off the workpiece. Touched off. Just dialing about that much. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. It's making chips. I've got the shearing tool in it right now. Long and curlies. She's cutting along. Hey, it works. It's working. Ratcheting. Oh, that screws. I think that screw is going to cause me some problems. I can see this deal moving a little bit. May need to throw some Loctite on that. But get in focus. Zoom. She's doing it. She's making chips. Look at that. Speed it up. She'll go even faster. Seems to be cutting. Pretty smooth finish too. I mean, it feels finger smooth. There's the chips. Well, ain't that neat?